it's Jennifer from Flux. Welcome back to the 2021 Flux Summer Crochet Along. We have been hard at work at our Summer Spa Getaway projects. We are making all kinds of fun spa items that we're using similar stitches and the same color palette to make a beautiful set. So while you're making one or all of them or anywhere in between, you'll have some lovely projects at the end of our crochet along. These make wonderful gifts to treat yourself, but they also make lovely gifts to give to someone, and you can give them a handmade item, spa item with a product or something as well to use. So today we are going to be making this fun spa basket. Now you can use this basket to store some things that you have, like to use in the spa, like products like I mentioned before, or some of the projects that we're making you can use to store them in here because they all will match. So this is a really easy project. We're going to start with the base and work our way outward, and then we're going to start working upward and add some fun striping. So you can use the leftovers from some of your other projects as well. Now this is a it's a nice sized basket. You can fit lots of things in here, but it's a kind of like a petite little basket. And the bottom of this across is about 5.5 inches wide. And then the height, which you can easily change by working more or less rounds, but the height that I got here is about 3.25 inches tall. So I made mine just tall enough that it could hold some things, but you could make yours shorter, like a little tray, or you could make it taller if you want to store something tall in there. So let's get started, but before we do, I wanted to tell you about our 2 crochet along groups. The links are down below. We have a Ravelry group and a Facebook group, and in those groups is for our crochet along projects. You can ask questions, you can show off your work, you can help other people. A lot of people jump in and help. It's really fun to see all that, and a lot of people like to show off what they're making as well. So I'll put the links down below, and make sure if you haven't joined those groups that you hop in there and join those groups as well. So let's get started with our beautiful little basket. For this project, you'll need a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle. A tape measure is super helpful if you'd like to get a certain height for your basket. We're going to be using a 5mm H crochet hook. This is the same hook we've been using for all of our spa collection things. So I have used the same yarn and hook for each one to just keep it nice as a set. This is a 5mm H crochet hook, and it's my Furls Odyssey. I'll put the link down below if you'd like to get one for yourself. And we're going to be using, like I said, the same yarn that we've used for our other spa getaway projects too. This is called 24/7 from Lion Brand Yarn. Now I'm going to be using from some of our other projects. As you can see, some of these balls of yarn have been used already for other things. So this is a great way to use up some scraps if you've made some of the other spa projects with this. But if you're using this 24/7 cotton, this is a medium 4 on the yarn weight scale, and it actually recommends a 4mm G crochet hook. I'm going up to the H hook to give everything some drape, and also because it is going to be for spa items, let it kind of open up and dry a little bit better too for some of the things like the cloths and things that get wet. So each ball of this, if you're looking for it for yourself, is 186 yards. We're not going to use 3 full balls of this. We're going to use some from each color. Okay, so we're going to make a kind of like a stripy basket with this. The colors I'll be using are aqua, ecru, and lilac. And if you've made some of the other projects with us, you may recognize that I've used these for all of the other projects as well. These color combinations, this yarn, and this hook. So it all makes a nice matching set. So let's get started. We are going to make the base of our basket first and build it outward so that it makes a sturdy bottom. And then we're going to start working upward and work the sides of our basket. So to begin, we're just going to make a large circle, okay? So what we want to do is put a slip knot on our hook. Wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop. Bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your hook, bring up a loop, and tighten. Next, we're going to chain 4. We're going to be creating a ring that we'll work our stitches into. So to make our ring, we're going to chain 4. So to make a chain, wrap the yarn around the hook and bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then to create our ring, we're going to join in that farthest chain from the hook to create the ring. So go into that first chain you made, the farthest one away, insert your hook, bring up a loop. Now bring that loop through the loop already on your hook. And then what you can do is kind of open up the ring a little bit with your hands. And we're also going to be holding this tail along the edge as we work to weave it in as we go along. Okay, so for round 1, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to work 11 half double crochets into the center of the ring. So to make a half double crochet, this is the stitch we're going to use for our whole basket, okay? So to make a half double crochet, wrap the yarn around the hook, insert it into the center of the ring, bring up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through all 3 loops, just like that. So that was 1, and then we're going to make 2, 3, holding that tail along the edge, 4, 5, 6, pushing the stitches over if it's getting a little crowded, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, okay? So that chain 2 we did at the beginning of the round, that's going to count as one of our half double crochets, so we'll have a total of 12 spokes on our wheel, okay? To close our round, what we're going to do is count 2 chains up on that starting chain, so 1, 2, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch. Whoops, we're going to join with a slip stitch to close the round. It might be a little snug that first time, but you can kind of work it in there. So what you're going to do is wrap the yarn around the hook, bring up a loop. Now bring that loop through the loop already on your hook, just like that, okay? Now let's move on to round 2. What we're going to start doing for round 2 is increasing so we can make our circle grow. For round 2, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in that very first stitch, we're going to work a half double crochet in that same stitch. Because again, that chain 2 counts as one of our half double crochets. Next, hop over to the next stitch and work 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. 1 and 2. And then we're just going to do this all the way around for round 2. Work 2 half double crochets in each stitch. So 1 and 2, next stitch, 1 and 2, and so forth, okay? So just work 2 half double crochets in every stitch all the way around. I'm going to continue working mine and we'll rejoin towards the end of the row. All right, just working that last half double crochet of the round. Then once again, we're going to join with a slip stitch in that second chain up to close the round like we did before. Okay, round 2 is complete. So we want our circle to keep growing. So for round 3, what we're going to do this time is chain 2, 1, 2, and this time we're going to again work a half double crochet in that very first stitch. But this time what we're going to do is in the next stitch we're going to only work 1 half double crochet. In the next stitch we're going to work 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2. Next stitch, 1 half double crochet. So we're going to make like a sequence here. So we're going to do 2 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, all the way around. Just keep alternating for round 3. Okay, so go ahead and do that all the way around, and then when we rejoin, I'll close up the round and we'll begin round 4. Just coming up to the end of the round, I'm adding that last stitch, and once again we're going to join with a slip stitch in that second chain up to close the round. Okay, so round 3 is complete, and we're going to keep growing our circle. It's growing a little bit each time. All right, so for round 4, what we're going to do is chain 2. Once again, we'll put that half double crochet in that same stitch, and then this time we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch, a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. And we're going to continue that sequence all the way around our circle. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2 all the way around. So let's do one sequence together. 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So just continue that all the way around for round 4, and then we'll move on to round 5. Coming up to the end of round 4, and we're just going to join with a slip stitch in that second chain up to close once again. Okay, our circle is still growing. Let's move on to round 5. For round 5, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to work a half double crochet in that same stitch like we've been doing. And then we're going to this time work a half double crochet in the next stitch, a half double crochet in the next stitch, and a half double crochet in the next stitch. And then this time in the stitch after that, we'll work 2 half double crochets. So we're still increasing. We're just slowing it down a little bit, okay? So it doesn't kind of ruffle up, okay? So for this round, for round 5, we're going to do 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, all the way around, okay? All right, coming up to the end of round 5. And we're just going to do the same thing. Join in that second chain up with a slip stitch to close the round. All right, let's look at our circle. We're getting some nice sizing on our base of our little basket. Now this isn't going to be a huge basket, just enough to kind of stuff a few of your things in there, or if you want to give it as a gift, you could put some personal care products with some of the other spa things. So we're not going to make this gigantic, although you could, and I will put directions if you'd like to keep going with your base. You can do that. I'll put directions on there for that if you want to make it larger. But we're just going to put a few more rounds on here, and then we're going to start working up the sides. Okay, so for round 6, what we want to do this time is chain 2, 1, whoops, and 2, and then we're going to work our half double crochet down in that same stitch the way we've been doing. And then this time we're going to do a sequence of 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so we're going to go, let's do the first one together. In the next stitch, do a half double crochet, half double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch. So 1 half double crochet in each of the first 4 stitches, and then in the stitch after that, we'll do 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, so go all the way around your circle doing the sequence of 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, all the way around. Just keep repeating that. And our circle is growing, growing, growing. Just working that last stitch of the round. Now we're going to count 2 chains up and join with a slip stitch to close the round. So I am going to complete the base at this point. We've worked 6 rounds to create the base, and now we're going to start working upwards. So actually this is going to face the bottom now because we're going to start going up like this. Now before we continue, I just want to get this tail out of the way. Pull it nice and tight. This was the middle tail we wove as we went along, and you can just snip that out. That way it's out of your way. We're going to stick with the aqua for one more round, and then after we do this first side round, I'm going to show you also we're going to switch colors so you can see how that's done as well. So to do the side for round 7, all we're going to do is chain 2, and then we're just going to work 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around our circle. And we're going to do that. We're going to repeat round 7 for the rest of our basket all the way to the top. So just go in every stitch all the way around, and as you now that we're not increasing, it's going to pull inward and to create some sides. Okay, so let's go ahead and work a half double crochet in each one of these stitches all the way around, and then when we rejoin, I'm going to show you how to close up round 7, and we're going to keep repeating round 7, but I'm going to show you the next round in color because we're going to start adding some stripes on here. Okay, so just work a half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. Coming up to the end of round 7, our first round to build up our sides, and then we're just going to count the second chain up, same thing we've been doing before, and join with a slip stitch to close the round. Okay, so let's look at our work. we have our base, but we started making our sides straight. So you can see it's almost like a little bowl now. It has some sides on it, just some real short sides. Okay, so I want to show you too, if you want to do stripes like I'm doing, I wanted to show you how to change colors as well. If I could find the end here, that would be super awesome. Okay, so what we want to do, now there's lots of ways to join yarn. I like to just cut it and join the new yarn. If you have a preferred method that you like to do, feel free to do that. So go ahead and just cut the yarn. Then you can put your hook back in that loop, wrap the yarn around the hook, and just bring it through to close the round. Just like that. Then we're going to take the new color, and you can throw this into the middle because we're going to weave that as we go. Whenever you do stripe projects, it's always helpful to do that. So insert your hook back into that same stitch where you fastened off, and then you can hook the new yarn right on and bring it through, and then you can just tie it right on, just like that. And then we're just going to be repeating round 7 over and over and over until your basket is as tall as you would like it to be. So let's get started on this round. Again, we're just repeating round 7. So insert your hook back into that stitch where you tied the new yarn on, bring up a loop, and then chain 2. We're just starting round 7 the way we have been. And then go in that next stitch and work a half double crochet. And what I'm going to do here, because we have some ends we're going to incorporate, is hold those along the top edge and make sure when you do your loops and your wraps that they go around those tails as well. Okay, so just work a half double crochet once again in every stitch all the way around. We're just repeating round 7, holding those tails along the edge, and you can hold them for a few inches or so and then drop them and trim them later. Okay, so just keep repeating round 7 over and over again until your basket is as tall as you would like it to be. Now I'm going to keep going and we'll rejoin in just a minute, and I'm going to show you the stripes that I've added and also give you some dimensions as well. Just working that last stitch of my basket, and then I'm going to join with a slip stitch to close up the round, and our basket is complete. Now I went to the height that I liked best. Let me just pull my hook out so I can show you. And I'm going to grab my scissors as well and my ruler so I can give you some dimensions. But what I did was I worked round 7 in that aqua color, and then I did 3 more purple, 3 more ecru, 3 more aqua. So I did round 7 for a total of 10 times. Okay. So what we're going to do is grab our scissors and we're going to cut the yarn. Now, I am really happy with this height. I got to represent all of the colors, but you can make yours taller. You could make yours shorter, so it's more of like a little tray kind of thing. It's totally up to you. Let's fasten off. Wrap the yarn around your hook, bring it through. And I just wanted to give you some dimensions here. I got a height from the table up. Mine is about 3¼ inches tall, okay? The last thing we need to do for our basket is to weave in the ends. Now, this will be pretty easy because we wove some in as we went along. We really have only one tail that we have to weave in. So let's take care of some of these other ones first. Turn your basket inside out, and then what you're going to do is, this is where sometimes when you buy yarn, when they make it on the machine, they run out and need to tie on a new piece, and sometimes you can find a little knot in your work. I made sure when I was crocheting that I made it on the inside so it wouldn't be noticeable, but that happens sometimes. Sometimes you see that in yarn. Okay, so what we're going to do, these I wove in as I went along. You can see they're almost like stair-stepped here. So what I'm going to do is just give them a little tiny tug and trim the ends. Give it a little tiny tug. The reason you do that is because when the basket straightens itself back out, it'll just kind of disappear. You won't have this end sticking out. And I'm going to trim these ends as well, give it a little tug and snip. Okay, so then what you can do is just sort of straighten everything out. And then while it's still inside out, I have my tapestry, you know, I threaded it. And while it's still inside out, I'm going to take this tail and weave it in. Now I'm going to go into the aqua section only with my aqua tail. If I try to go in other areas of the basket, other color areas, it will stand out. I'll see this aqua line through like the ecru section. So just keep it in the same area. Okay, so I'm going to go in one direction with my needle and then bring it back in the other direction, and that'll sort of help it lock into place. You can also go in between the plies. That also helps lock your tails into place as well. All right, so I went in two directions, and then I'm just going to give it a little snip, clear everything out of the way, turn my basket right side out, and you might need to sort of, if it's a little floppy, you might want to shape it up a little bit. And it looks great. It's so cute. And these are so useful, not just in the spa or bathroom area, but you can put them anywhere. You can make a series of them and organize things. They're just really handy to have around anywhere around the house, really. So that is how you crochet the Spa Getaway basket. So this was the last project of our Summer Spa Getaway Crochet Along. And it's so exciting because I got all the projects back out and we have worked together on all of these projects. So what I'm going to do next week is we're going to do kind of like a reveal and recap. This is kind of a reveal here, but we're going to do a recap. I love to put, when we do a crochet along, I like to put all of the posts on one spot for a crochet along. So I'm going to link to all of those and provide the videos as well. So that way you can have them all in one place on one handy post. So stay tuned for next week. I'll do a recap kind of post and you can have them all in one spot. I really hope you enjoyed this crochet along. I had so much fun making it. And these are all so perfect for summer and warm weather because they're all small and portable. And as you can see, once you get them all together, how beautiful they all are. And I'm just so excited about them all. So thank you so much for joining me for this CAL, and I will see you next time. Our next CAL will be our fall crochet along. So if you're in the Ravelry group and the Facebook group, I always put some announcements when it's getting closer as well. Thank you so much, and be sure and hit that subscribe button too to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again.